Hello everyone, and you're returning from spring break. Welcome back from spring break. If this is your first class with Kaiser University, welcome to Kaiser and your first class. The way that I usually run my class is that on Mondays I will do a review for the week of what is going to be expected of you as far as assignments, quizzes, written papers, and go over some of the things that have been problematic in the past and things that you need to know. And then I will also do another video after I've recorded, excuse me, after I've graded your assignments. I will go over any issues that came about while I was grading so that you know what the issues were. I will also place comments within the rubric comment section for feedback to let you know where you need improvement, what you did well on, things of that nature. So with that, let's go ahead and review week one real quick. Okay, so for week one, you should, excuse me, I've got some congestion, so I apologize. Alright, so go to Getting Started, and it'll show you the course overview, what's expected of you, some of your points of contacts here at Kaiser. Your course objectives, what you should be trying to get from your studies during this first week. Shows you the textbook that you should have along with the ISBN. If you have not ordered your textbook yet, I do need you to email me and let me know that. And if you're going to order from Kaiser University, all you really need to know is the prefix of the class as well as the course number. So in this case it's HSA. H is in hotel, S is in Sierra, A is in Alpha, 1102, Introduction to Healthcare, and this is what the textbook should look like. So if you're ordering from Kaiser University, you can place that order. If you're having problems with the shipment, I will be able to help you track that. We can go from there. If you're ordering from another source, such as Chegg or Amazon or Barnes & Noble, whatever it might be, you will place the order on your own, and I will not, unfortunately, be able to help you with the shipment because they're not affiliated with us, and I will not be able to provide any future copies of chapters of the book due to copyright laws. So make sure that you have the book ordered. If you don't, please email me as soon as possible so that I know who does and who does not have the book, and I can assist you in whatever way I can until you get the book. Now, with that being said, you will not be able to pass this class without the book. Your assignments are taken from the book, so I do need you to get that ordered and get that in as soon as possible. Then with certification, you'll go in and hit begin and then place true in there. Basically what you're telling, just read through it, basically what it is telling the university and myself is that you are going to do your own work, you're not going to do someone else's work, and you don't plan on plagiarizing, things like that. Your pretest will, I need you to also click on that. That'll take you to the pretest area, hit begin. It'll be a short quiz to see where your knowledge lies. It's an ungraded attempt, so don't get frustrated if you don't get a perfect grade, but it does let me know where your knowledge lies in this course, so I can tweak the course to you. It also establishes a baseline for us to look at after the course is over to see how much you've learned when you take the post-test. So again, make sure you get the pre-test taken care of. Your introduction, this is where you go and you introduce yourself. So you go ahead and create a thread and introduce yourself to your fellow classmates. Insert a picture if you're comfortable. Follow the instructions. Just tell me why you came into healthcare. Is this your first or second class, or have you taken many classes at Kaiser? Let your fellow students know what your hobbies are, where you're from, things like that. Just that you're going to get used to the discussion post format, as well as get you acquainted with the your fellow students who you'll be associating with and doing discussions with over the next 4 weeks. So I will be answering all of these today. And in program resources, there are several tabs. You have your welcome tab. If you're in billing and coding, you can go here, read up on some of the things, the information packets there for medical billing and coding. You have the medical assisting science, different videos, and then your APA resources. I would suggest that you go to these APA resources and get acquainted with APA. A lot of you may not be familiar with it, but APA is a writing format. So when you utilize somebody else's information, you need to make sure that you're citing that within the body of your text, either a written paper or a discussion paper, and or your discussion. And make sure, so if you're utilizing somebody else's information, you cite it, and then you also provide the reference down below. By doing that, you're letting us know that you're utilizing somebody else's information, research, or writing to make your point. And then down below is the reference, so that if your reader wants to find out more on that subject, they know where to go to find that. Okay, and then also, if you scroll down, there's tutorial videos on several different things that people have had problems with in the past, so I've made some videos to help you through that. So if you get lost, go to the tutorial video section in program resources. Okay, there's also some course resources and some learning videos, things like that. Then at the bottom you can begin week 1. Now, week 1, you will be expected to read. These are your learning activities. You will be expected to read chapters 1 and 2. You will have a discussion every week. You are expected to post at least 4 separate posts on 3 separate days. So, and when you're doing this, if you're posting exactly 4 separate posts on 3 separate days, you're meeting the requirement. So if we look at the discussion rubric, you'll be meeting the requirement. So you won't get full points for that, but you will get met the requirement section. I'll show you that in just a second. If you go above that, above and beyond, 5 or more posts on 3 separate days, then you will receive full credit for that section. So now, for the discussion question, Chapter 1 discusses thinking like a professional. In your own words, what does it mean to think like a professional, like a healthcare professional? List several examples. Think of a time that you encountered someone or something unprofessional in the healthcare arena while maintaining privacy. Feel free to share this experience with the class. Now, what I expect here is that when they say in your own words, I expect that you're going to tell me what you found out from your reading in your words, not the words of the author or the textbook. I want to know what in your own words what that means, and it should reference back to that. Now, you'll find a paragraph that is titled Thinking Like a Professional. Find that, provide at least 3 examples, tell me what they mean to you, and how you plan to incorporate them into your professional life. Okay, and the second post, there's the history of healthcare on pages 39 through 45. Review those different historical events in healthcare. Tell me which 3 events do you feel were most significant to healthcare overall in today's society. Then which events do you feel are the most beneficial to the patients? So I need 3 examples of what events you think were beneficial to healthcare overall. then I need at least one or two events that you feel that were most beneficial to the patients, not just healthcare, but the patients in general. Then what are some of the current healthcare trends and challenges that we face today? You also have a week 1 written assignment that will be due actually in week 2. However, you should start working on this now, and it is a written assignment on problem solving and decision making. It's very important that as a healthcare professional that you know how to problem solve and make decisions by gathering information, forming alternatives, identifying what the problem is. So on pages 32 through 34, you'll find the 5-step problem-solving process. What I suggest is that you do a paragraph for each step in the process, and then identify what it is that you're talking about in that paragraph. And then once you've written your rough draft, you need to send it to the OWL, and there's a tutorial video on how to do that as well. And the OWL is the online writing lab. They will review your paper, send it back to you with recommended changes. Then once that occurs, you will forward that email to me so that I know that you did it and that I can verify that you incorporated the changes. But once you get that email back, you should be incorporating, as I said, those changes, recommended changes that the OWL made or suggested into your final draft. And then in week 2, your final draft will be due. You also have a weekly quiz, so make sure that you are taking the quiz. Last term, I don't know why several people did not take quizzes on time. That will result in point deduction, so make sure that you are taking the quiz by Sunday, 11:59. And then again, in this class, if you attend the live session and you're participating, you'll get 0.5 points for extra credit. If you're viewing the recorded session, if you want to do a summary, it needs to be 100 to 200 words in length, and tell me specific examples of what I spoke about during the lecture, and you'll earn 0.5 points for extra credit. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but it can add up to 2 full points, and if you earn that and you're tutoring on an A or a B, it can mean a difference between an A or a B, be a B or an A, or a C or D. If you want to do that, that's your prerogative. Now on the written assignment, the paper should be at least 250 words in length. I think that's what the requirement is. Yes, 250 words in length. You must incorporate APA. So like I said, you need to get familiar with that. If you have any problems or questions, please give me a call after you review the resources available under Program Resources. You must have a separate title page. The body of your paper should be cited, and then you should have a separate reference page. Alright, so let me go into here real quick. Student resources. So where is hold on just one second. I'm trying to find the discussion rubric. Here it is. Okay, so in the discussion rubric for the writing paper, the written assignment, this is for the discussions. I'm looking at the quality of post. Were they appropriate, thoughtful, reflective comments? Were you respectful of others? Did you post a minimum of 100 words per post? So these are what you need to do. So if any posts are below 100, you'll receive either a good or a fair. Relevance to topic, did you answer the questions? If you didn't answer them correctly, I will redirect you. Contribution to discussion, this is where if you posted the 4 separate posts on 3 separate days, you'll get the good. If you posted above, you'll get the excellent. So take time to look at this. All right, thank you, and welcome to HSA 1102.